Already on the second month. If you're unfamiliar with what's going on here, check out the original video, link will be in the description. Basic idea is that this year I'm challenging myself to play as many games as possible with the help of the Steam Deck OLED that I got for Christmas. And each month I'm going to be making a video here on the channel, sort of talking about and reviewing the games that I've played that month, and whether they play well on the Steam Deck, my general thoughts about the game in general, stuff like that. So this is the video for the games I played in February. I knocked a few shorter games off the list this month, so I'll cover those first before getting into the meatier one. If you're liking these videos, please leave a like and let me know in the comments, because I'm quite enjoying just playing as many games as possible. It's been a long time since I've gotten to just play games for the fun of it, so I'm having a lot of fun. And if you have any suggestions for the series, how I can make this better, let me know, because I do really want to sort of evolve these videos as time goes on, make them better and better. So yeah, let me know, and anyway, let's get started. Gravity Bone is a 2008 adventure game developed and published by Blendo Games. It is incredibly short. I completed it in only 8 minutes, and I died once, meaning I had to restart. So yeah, incredibly short, but it's free, so it serves as a prequel / demo for the dev's main project named 30 Flights of Loving, and involves you, a special agent, performing various little missions. I'm not going to spoil what happens, even though it is only 5 minutes, because it is kind of a cool little short story that you get to experience. But you definitely get a sense of style and humour, and despite its simplistic graphics, it manages to actually create a world that's generally kind of got a unique vibe, and is quite interesting. So I would definitely recommend you check this little thing out. It is free after all, so it's really not gonna cost you any money or time to invest in it. You can play it for 5 minutes, and if you don't like it, then whatever. But it is cool, and if its job was to make me interested in the other game, the main sort of project, it succeeds. I'm interested in playing that now, and I'm going to check it out probably. And yeah, I didn't play this on the Steam Deck. I don't think it would run on that just because of control limitations. I think it's a mouse and keyboard game, but like I said, it's 5 minutes long. It probably will run on a laptop. Like no, it doesn't need very much. Like I said, it's quite graphically simplistic, but it's cool. It's a cool little project, and yeah, I think you should check it out. Aperture Desk Job is a short, free game. I would hesitate to really call it a game. It's mostly serves as an introduction to the Steam Deck's hardware and the control scheme, and the functionality of it, wrapped in a little humorous story set in the Portal universe. Obviously, I didn't really need the hardware guide, like I had already played games on it, but I thought I would play it just for the short little story and the Portal-esque humor jokes that are in it. And it's quite entertaining. Ironically, this is the first game that I tried out the gyroscopic controls on the deck, because I hadn't played a game that I really wanted to use the gyro controls yet, and they're quite good, so I think I might actually use those going forward. Surprisingly good, actually. So yeah, I think I might try the gyro more going forward and see if there's any games that really work with that. Obviously, this is a game that is pretty much entirely locked for those that own a Steam Deck. If you haven't played it and you have a Steam Deck, it's free, and you probably should just give it a go, especially if you're a big fan of Portal and that universe, because it is quite funny at times, and it's just a little entertaining thing to play for 10 minutes. It literally, my play time on it was only 29 minutes, and I think that's probably, exaggerated a little bit. I think it should have been shorter than that. I think I maybe just left it open for a second and did something else and stuff like that. And yeah, quite funny. Give it a go. It's free if you've got a Steam Deck. ABZU is a swimming exploration simulator. I'm not sure what genre it is, but it's developed by Giant Squid and was released in 2016. This was slightly longer than the first two. It took me around an hour and a half to beat it, but it was a wonderful time. I'm not even quite sure how to describe what the experience is of playing this game. It's like I played through an art project or something, and I mean that as a compliment. It's not like I was enthralled by like gameplay elements and mechanics or the story of it, because I didn't really understand what the story was. It was mostly just like an auditory and visual experience, but man, both of those things are really good. The graphics are simple, but really good. Mostly the art direction of the game is gorgeous. You basically just swim through various areas with the wildlife and stuff like that, and find things or do... I would hesitate to even call them puzzles. They're not really puzzles. You just find and interact with an object that like lets you through and opens a gate or something to the next area. That experience of swimming through the areas and seeing the wildlife and the landscapes, the environments that are designed in this game are really good. I'd be really interested in looking up the other games that Giant Squid develops, because their environmental design it's beautiful, but it also very effectively, without there being just like yellow paint or like, you know, a glowing object or something, directs your eye to where you need to be going, which is obviously a really important thing about game, you know, environment design. And they do a really good job of it. There's never a need for like a marker, like a quest marker or something. You just kind of instinctively know where to go every time you're in an environment. So incredibly well done there, and the music incredible as well, especially the visuals, especially on the OLED screen of the Steam Deck, fantastic. Oh god, it was kind of just a little magical little short story that you play through. I'd really recommend playing this game on the highest quality screen that you can with headphones on, so you can get fully, you know, the full experience of it. Despite me struggling to describe the experience in any sort of meaningful way, I'd really recommend it. All I know is that I think I like marine wildlife now. Go play it. Man, here we are. I knew I was going to get to a point in this series where we reach a game and I play it, and I just feel woefully underqualified to review it. But I'll give it a go. God of War is developed by Santa Monica Studios and was released in 2018 for the PS4 before releasing on PC a few years later. I realise I'm really late to the party on this one. I mean, the sequel is already out, for God's sake, but fuck, this game is a masterpiece. There really is no other way to put it. You play Kratos, former god of war for the Greek pantheon of gods who fled those lands to leave his bloody, murderous, rage-filled path behind him to settle down and start a family in a new realm. The game starts with you and your son Atreus gathering firewood for the funeral pyre for your wife Faye, and begin the journey of fulfilling her final wish for you both to take her ashes to the highest peak in the realms to spread them. Of course, your journey gets waylaid somewhat, and the pantheon of gods from the new realm that you're in catch wind of your existence and aren't very happy with it. Sure, this game is an action game. You get to swing cool weapons around and defeat bad guys, kill large monsters, and it's all really badass, like really badass. But that's really only scratching the surface of what this game offers you. First, graphically, the game is stunning. This was actually the first game that I partly played on my desktop and Steam Deck, because I at first thought, surely this won't run on the Steam Deck, right? But it did. And not only does it run on the Steam Deck, but it actually runs really well. You know, lower your expectations if you haven't used a Steam Deck before. You know, locked at 40 frames per second, 40, 50 frames per second. You're on relatively low graphical settings, you're making heavy use of AMD's FSR and stuff to get the resolution to a decent level. But On the Steam Deck screen, you really don't notice any of that, and the low graphic settings on this game still look good anyway. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this game on the Steam Deck. It ran really well, and it was the first, like I said, the first game that I played partly on the Steam Deck, partly on my desktop, and that experience is also a fantastic part of the Steam Deck, which I didn't really expect. I thought there would be some kind of, like, a little bit of jank with going from one platform to the other, like the settings of the game having to change them each time, or the saves not quite working and stuff like that, but no issues whatsoever. A great selling point of the Steam Deck, and yet another one, I guess. The world building in this game is also amazingly done, from the level design giving you little things to the small pieces of information you gather and learn as time goes on, the NPCs you meet, all of it really combines to make a world that you're actually interested in exploring. The music in this game, I don't even know what it is, but the game has a musical motif for Kratos that has some Norse like throat singing in it, and fuck, every time that kicks in it causes goosebumps, because it's not overused or anything. It's not like every combat sequence has it in. They just pick their moments for it so well, like at the really emotional or the really badass moments. I mean, geez, I still think about it now. You know, it's been a few weeks as I'm recording this stuff of me completing it. So, but really, the thing that the game brings to the table is the story, and the developing father-son relationship between Kratos and his son Atreus. As your journey progresses, the relationship develops in a really fascinating way, and I would love to absolutely like gush about it, but I'm absolutely not going to spoil a single thing for anybody, because if you haven't played it, you really should. The voice acting on display is nothing short of incredible work. You know, it's the kind of story that I wish there was a way it could be shared with people that don't play games, but I know that if this ever gets adapted to screen or anything like that, it just would not be the same. It's the kind of thing you really have to play the game to experience. I kind of hope they never adapt it, because the track record of adapting games to movies has not been very good so far. One of the reasons I love movies and video games so much is because they both share one thing, and that's that they are made by a vast number of people. You know, as far as movies are concerned, you've got directors, casting agents, actors, composers, cinematographers, directors of photography, or whatever, like all these people. And then games are incredibly similar that way. And sometimes, it's not very often, but sometimes, a movie or game comes out and you can tell that every single person involved in the creative process, everybody that had creative input on it, absolutely nailed it. They cared, they worked really hard, they did their best work they maybe have ever done in their lives, and the finished product is something that excels in every category. This is one of those games. If you haven't gotten the vibe so far, I recommend you play this game. If you haven't played it, make it your priority to do so, because I think that God of War is going to go down as one of the best games of the decade, and that's all I can really say about it without giving anything away of the story or anything like that. It's emotionally profound, it's beautiful, it's entertaining to actually play it as well. It's not just like a story that you have to get through the gameplay elements to finish. It's all good, it's all great. So play it if you haven't, find a way to play it if you can't. Yeah, just do yourself a favour and play it. And there we go, that's February's video. That's all the games I played in February. This outro has obviously been recorded at a later date, pretty much because I was waiting until the last minute to finish the video, because I wasn't sure if there was a game I was going to finish in time for February. Probably end up being in March's video, but yeah, it feels really good to get a game like God of War off the list. It's one of the longer ones, and it's also one of the ones that sort of, you know, you constantly talk to people about the biggest games that have come out recently, and God of War is one of them, and I always have to kind of say, oh yeah, it's one I really want to play, but I haven't got round to it yet, and now I've got round to it, so that feels good. One of the things that I'm really learning about this whole process right now, is that you can kind of convince yourself that you don't have time to do things. I was one of those people guilty of that. I would constantly be telling myself, oh, I don't have time to pick up new games, I'll just play the same one I've always played, or you know, something like that. And that's a lie. Straight up. I think anybody, you know, I'm dedicating a lot of my time to playing games at the minute, but I'm still doing other stuff. I'm still seeing friends, I'm still seeing family, I'm still working full time. It's one of those things where if you just do it, if you just pick up the games that you want to play, you just start playing them, you'll finish them eventually. You shouldn't feel bad about how long it takes you. You should just start playing them whenever you can. Just do it, and then you'll end up completing them and have those experiences to tell other people and talk to other people about. And rather than procrastinating and just sitting on them, this big list, you could just be playing them instead. And I think that's something a lot of people forget, and it's a good learning experience about this process, I think. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm already obviously playing some games that will be in March's video, like I said, and some of them are very, very good. So yeah, it'll be good to get that video out next month. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm enjoying making them. And if you've got any, you know, criticism for the videos, you know, constructive stuff, let me know in the comments, because I do really want to make these better. And yeah, as always, spreadsheet will be in the description. With all of the games in my backlog and how long it takes to play them, and some of the information about how long it took me to beat the games in this list as well, as well as some of my notes about them. You can also, if you keep track of it, get some sneak previews of the games that I have finished that haven't been in a video yet, so worth checking that out. And also let me know if there's any games that you think I should add in there. And other than that, leave a like on the video. That's very important for me. And subscribe to the channel if you like the videos. I'm going to be trying to put out more videos that aren't just these. Obviously, the last video on the channel was a little talky one about going back to Twitch. Speaking of which, link to Twitch will also be in the description. I'll be streaming there more often as well. So yeah, all of the spiel is over. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, that's it. See you in the next one, guys.